Usually. Good evening and welcome to the Sega Addicts After Hours. I'm the site editor-in-chief, Scotty Moe. With me today is the bidet-loving Brett Hatfield,
What the what?
and also alcoholic Pocky X.
Hey, y'all!
Stevie's not with us today, but we wish him well, and we'll have the full cast hopefully here next week. So we'll just jump into it. Brett, what have you been playing?
Well, this week has been kind of crazy because, as you may have noticed over here, the Hobo Palace has been upgraded. Now to do that, I had to sacrifice my toe and pretty much my entire foot, and sacrifice any time I had to really play a lot of games. But check that out; it's the dopest.
Loving
Look
the
at that.
Sonic.
Cool.
All that Sonic over there.
Is that a Sonic car?
Yeah, it is.
I can't.
And
keep the little
let me throw my stuff up here.
Shout outs to our sponsor, Toys R Us.
Yeah,
part.
and Sonic Drive-In,
So that's
and the
that's
Amagi
Sonic right next to Yukiko there.
Yeah,
It's
Right
I
there.
like that in between. It's like an evolution. No, kind of reversed, I guess. There's a real hedgehog in, or is that the echidna thing?
that's the Echidna. That's
Oh,
Knuckles,
okay.
which he should probably
Yeah, it totally is.
he should have the emerald instead. But
Mm-mm-mm.
that is actually like a real emerald I got in Tennessee. But
From
yeah,
this angle, it looks like Sonic's one-arming it with Yukiko.
well, it's better than running her over like I had him before. But
Okay, so
But yeah, that's been going down, so I haven't had a lot of time to really play a lot of games or anything. But I have been playing a bit of Minecraft thanks to my girlfriend, which I've been very against that game for a long time. I never really thought it was very fun. But getting in with her and her sister and her sister's husband has been pretty fun actually. I still maintain it's not that great of a game, and if you're playing it single player, it's not that good. But playing it with a group is pretty fun. It just depends on the group you're playing with, I guess. It's not really the game being fun as much as the people being fun. But I am getting more into it, which is very strange. I don't exactly know how I feel about that. But yeah, I've been playing that. I've been playing, of course, BlazBlue. Been trying out some characters that I haven't tried since the patch. I don't like what they've done to Terumi. I do like what they've done to Kokonoe to an extent. But aside from that, still been playing Makoto and Bullet, basically. Um,
All right.
but in turn for not playing a lot of games, I've been taking Tom's advice, and I've been doing some reading. I
What?
picked up... Yes! I picked up Speedrun, and I picked up Console Wars. And I've already
just
finished
reminded me of something I need to pick up.
There we go.
Well, actually, it's neither of the books you've mentioned, but I do need to grab both of those.
Hey, it's whatever works, bro. But yeah, Speedrun I've already finished. It wasn't bad. It didn't really tell me a whole lot I didn't already know, but it was a good read. Console Wars though, so far I'm up to I think chapter 8, and I think right after they had like their big blow up with trying to redesign Sonic. And that is a fantastic book so far. I'm really enjoying it.
One of the coolest chapters, I think, was when they talked about hitting EA trying to screw them over.
Yeah, that was awesome. Like, I had no idea about a lot of that stuff. If I had to rate them, I'd say Console Wars is, like, loads more interesting than Speedrun was. Not to take too much away from Speedrun, but yeah, it's not as interesting.
Well, it's written beautifully. It's written like a narrative.
Yeah, it is. It's written like an actual like story instead of just a biography type thing, and I really dig that. So I'm actually looking forward to the movie now. From what I've read of this, like I mean, it could probably end up being trash, as a lot of Hollywood things end up being, but I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic because the writer has done a fantastic job of making it into a
And they're
story and not just a documentary type thing.
And they're also doing a documentary besides the movie.
Oh, cool.
They've already filmed some stuff for the documentary. So that's going to be coming out soon, too. And that's going to be super fun. And hopefully, and maybe you feel what I feel about this, but hopefully the documentary makes Nintendo out to be less than the antagonist of the story.
Yeah, I haven't noticed a lot of like the whole evil empire just yet, aside from the whole like charging $10 per cartridge stuff like that, which Sega was doing that too. So
What is that?
like where they were charging developers like $10 per cartridge and like limiting how many games they can make, and like taking a sizable chunk of the profit from it.
Just Nintendo was doing that, or both were?
Nintendo was doing it a bit worse. Like Sega was doing it too, though.
Sega was more willing to work with developers and everyone to try to, if this doesn't work, let's, figure out something that does.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's policy was basically like, no, we're Nintendo. You need software on our machines. We don't have to do shit.
We own the market, basically.
Interesting.
And it does kind of paint Nintendo in a more negative light, but I haven't seen it as like a pure villain type thing yet. Maybe that's later on in the book.
I don't know if it's like they paints them as a pure villain, but it spends so much less time with them that it doesn't really make them. It doesn't give them equal time, I don't think.
Right. Like they've had like one huge chapter like in the beginning, and then everything else has been like pure Sega.
The narrative is much more Sega focused if it was a story.
Which, as somebody who grew up with Sega, who's always preferred Sega to Nintendo, I don't mind this as much. But I do kind of wish there was more on their side, because I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I feel like I know more about Sega, and I feel like I need to know more about Nintendo.
Nah.
Like, I feel like I need to know like where they're coming from at least. Not exactly as an interest thing. Like the only thing they've really done that's really pulled me in is Pokemon, but like just to see what they were dealing with, and just aside from like the internal bullshit at Sega. Because like the picture it paints of them is just like a real like the picture it paints of Sega before Kalinske came in is just it's not flattering.
It's a little grim.
A little bit. He's like, what the hell have I gotten myself into, basically? and it's funny how they've made Tom Kalinske into an like interesting character.
He's the hero of the story.
Instead of just some guy who ran a company, he's an interesting character, an interesting protagonist. I love that, actually. And like the whole Matchbox thing at the beginning was pretty humorous, I thought. Where like he stepped into like the counterfeit Matchbox thing, and he had to like get out of it because they were about to like go off on him.
He's a fucking action hero in a tie.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm really digging it. I've just been reading that at lunch and before I go to sleep, and it's made my lunch hour go by a little too fast, I think, because it's just that entertaining.
Good stuff.
Cool.
But yeah,
that's pretty neat. Have you played anything else?
That's basically it. Like I said, just some BlazBlue, some racing, stuff like that.
More NASCAR on the PC?
Of course.
Yeah, that's about my reactions too, Tom. So what have you been playing, Tom?
Well, I can no longer say the words that I don't own a Sega CD.
Oh shit, I've had this on my face the entire time. I'm so sorry.
It's over there, I think. Can't tell.
I see Cream the Rabbit. Try it again.
No, there's too much Cream the Rabbit for me to share. But yeah, I own a Sega CD now, which is big. The games I got with it are Sonic CD, Space Ace.
It's big as in the system? Which one did you get? Which model did you get?
I got the Model 1.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that thing's huge. It's like a VCR below your Genesis.
I still prefer it below, rather than expanding the surface area it takes up.
Yeah.
And yeah, Rise of Dragon, Surgical Strike, Flashback, and Jurassic Park.
Oh man.
Did you get Night Trap?
I did. Well, no.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
But I got it in a bundle.
Oh. Okay, I'll let it
Somehow
slide.
that bundle didn't include Sonic CD.
No, I said Sonic CD.
Oh,
first.
did you? I'm sorry.
So yeah, I played a little Sonic CD, and that was fun.
Yeah,
And then I played a little Wine and Spirit Against All Odds.
excellent
because
game. It's a good game.
It is a good game. It's the best use for the Sega CD that I found, actually. Cause
It's a short game. You can get through it in about an hour.
It's cheap
So-
too. It's like $10-15, something like that.
I've
Yeah.
been playing Shenmue after Scotty's been coaching me through the process of playing Shenmue.
I feel like I'm talking to like a recovering, I guess you could say addict or something. I don't know. Tom's been going back and forth on Shenmue, but we'll get to that when we get to the journey.
Yeah. And I've also been playing some Sega Master System games, Space Harrier, which is the best Sega Master System game, and Alex Kidd in Miracle World.
Cool.
And I downloaded the fucking Injustice game for Vita.
Oh,
okay.
Injustice Gods Among Us?
Yeah, because it was like $5 for PlayStation Plus users or something.
Nice!
Oh, I didn't see
I
it was
got it
on
on some
sale.
kind of flash sale. And I haven't played it because I'm so disinterested. But for $5, I figured someone's going to want to play with me eventually.
Yeah,
I don't have a Vita, but I've got it on PS3.
I don't think it has crossplay.
That's
Damn.
unfortunate.
I think the only fighter that has crossplay on the 3 and the Vita is MVC3.
And you can't get that
And
anymore.
I thought no, BlazBlue doesn't. I was about to say
No.
Phantasma might, but it doesn't.
I think that's the only. Maybe Street Fighter Cross Tekken? I know it's on the Vita, but I'm not sure if it has crossplay.
I don't think it does. I don't remember it being mentioned.
No.
I've played
No?
that more than I've played that more than any respectful person ever should. So
Yeah, I tried playing it because I heard it had 3G multiplayer. But I don't have a 3G Vita anymore because fuck that. I'm not paying for that.
Mhm.
and the netcode for Cross Tekken is fucking terrible. So,
Yeah. I've also been
Um,
playing Smash Brothers on the GameCube because can't get enough of that.
Cool.
And Shovel Knight on the 3DS and Wii U. And one more thing, SteamWorld Dig on the 3DS was 50% off.
Cool.
And yeah, I've been playing more than I usually do, but I've been painting with oil paints lately, and those need time to dry. So that's my game time.
Are you gonna leave us for your artwork? Are you going to abandon us for art?
And Shenmue gives plenty of time for oil paints to dry.
Yeah, so that's a no.
That should be a tagline. Shenmue, more fun than watching oil paint dry.
Nice. There you go.
Retweet that the game for free for 3.
What?
That's one of those accounts that always retweets us.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. Anything else, Tom?
that's it.
Okay, cool. I have been. We mentioned books. I guess I'll mention that real quick. I've been reading the Transformers novel. I don't know. Hey, I picked it up on a whim because I finished a book and didn't have another book to read at work, where I am doing a great job of reading
I
novels.
wonder if Console Wars is a good book to pick up on a whim.
It really is.
Probably.
Do it. Do it 20 times.
I will eventually get that, but the book's good. It's about before Prime and Megatron meet each other. And I've been playing BioShock. Finally was able to start that. It's really cool playing it after reading the book I read, because the first audio log you get is of Andrew Ryan's girlfriend during the New Year's Eve fiasco. And it was really awesome because all you hear is her panicking, but I could picture that whole scene in my head because the book described everything that happened, so it was pretty neat. And you hate the villains a lot more after reading this book and then playing the game. Like the first dude. Have you guys both played through BioShock? I know I asked you before, but I don't remember.
I've never played BioShock in my life.
Okay.
Just one.
Okay. But the first...
Oh wait, I beat Infinite. Infinite.
Cool. The first boss is a plastic surgeon who's batshit insane, and you learn to hate him a lot more in the book. So I made it a point to kill him using only the wrench in the game because I just wanted to enjoy every violent blow. But that's fun. And let's see. I've been playing Pixel Junk Shooter because that was free on the Vita, which is a fun game. It reminds me a lot of Subterraria. Did you guys ever play that on the Genesis?
Mm-mm.
Okay. It's sorry, I thought there was lag there. It's a directional shooter, I guess, where you just fly around these caverns in a little spaceship and pick up astronauts and then shoot through walls and get from point A to point B pretty much. But it's a nice little portable game. I couldn't see myself enjoying it on a console. It's definitely made for the handheld. And let's see, I played a lot of N64 last night because I had some people over. We played some Battle Tanks, some Dr. Mario, some Smash Brothers until everyone complained that it wasn't as good as the new ones, and I won a lot, so they suck. And then we played Bomberman, and the same thing happens. And not really a game, but I went to the movies yesterday, and one of the commercials before it started, not even a preview, was for Coca-Cola, and it had Danica Patrick in it. And I only knew who she was because of the Sonic Transformed, and I almost lost my shit in the theater because I was just like, fucking get off the screen, you fucking dumb bitch. And it's even worse because they're like at a gas station and they pull up and all of them are drinking Cokes, and it says like full service or something, and all of them are, for whatever reason in their NASCAR uniforms because that's how they just hang out in a minivan wearing their NASCAR jumps.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I hate it.
Yeah, and they're just sitting there, and like nobody's going to give them gas, and so Danica Patrick gets out all badass, and she just goes in there and does something. I don't fucking know. Probably gives them blowjobs because she's a slut. And then they go and fill their gas tanks, and she's like, "Anybody need another Coke?" And he throws the squeegee through the window, and he's like, "Here's a Coke, Coca-Cola. Enjoy it with friends and stupid
you
sluts."
just described how she got her job at Stewart Haas Racing.
I don't
We are not.
care. I'm getting mad just talking about this.
We got mad about this. Me and Tom already got mad about her very existence in racing in a previous episode, so I don't think we need to retread that one.
Like, NASCAR doesn't need sex appeal or sax appeal, but oh man.
Yeah, I don't think sex appeal when I think NASCAR.
No.
I don't think that one. I think Danica Patrick, to be honest with you.
Or web domains for that matter.
So,
yeah, exactly. She was walking through, said "GoDaddy" on her boobs, and I didn't give a shit. And that's
a match made in heaven because they're both things that are fucking terrible. Have no business in racing.
Pokemon?
Pokemon needs to have a race car. I would do that.
I don't know why I thought you were talking about Pokemon for a second.
I will make a Pokemon race car thanks to you. You just wait.
There should be a Pikachu electric car.
Oh, fuck. Don't be a Toyota.
The Pikachu Prius in last place again.
I do have some notes here from last week's podcast, which I was not on. I want to give Brett kudos and shame myself for recognizing the Avril Lavigne song that he quoted.
Wait, which Avril? Oh no, the kawaii.
Kawaii. I only know of that.
I hate that I know that song.
I heard people were freaking out about it.
That's a song?
Yeah, Avril Lavigne did a song about Hello Kitty and Japan and
never mind.
Japanese culture, kind of.
If you think what I do on the show is bad, watch that video.
Well, it got a lot of flack from basically otakus because it said that she was being stereotypical and like racist or something because of how the video was with her and a bunch of Japanese girls behind her dancing around and stuff and just bright colors and happy smiles and everything. But you listen to the song, it's like, could you have done any other kind of music video for that besides what she did? So, I don't know.
None at all.
That's not racist.
No, it's not. It's just people being stupid.
It's not racist, it's just a terrible song.
So that was my note on that. Tom, you mentioned how the game you're playing feels like an Adventure Island ripoff. Which game was that?
That was Wonder Boy. on the
Yeah.
Master System.
It is literally Bonk's Adventure. They just changed the name and added a couple different things to avoid copyright issues. Isn't that what you thought it was?
No, I thought it was Adventure Island.
Or Adventure Island, starring Bonk or whatever. But no, I remember hearing
Starring
about
Major
that.
Higgins.
Yeah, and I only know who he is from Saturn Bomberman. But yeah, it is the exact same game, so you're not just going crazy playing. Let's see. Brett, what?
Because I put it into play and I was like, this is another game. I don't understand. It made my head hurt.
Yeah, you're not going nuts. It's literally the exact same game, but they just changed. It's almost like the Mario Brothers 2, you know? Like they changed a couple things and made it Mario. But let's see. Oh, Brett, good job with the Michael Jackson jokes.
Awesome.
You
That's my
guys
claim.
kept talking about DLC. I feel like I could sum up what DLC is because you guys were trying to say basically what it is, and I think the best way to say it is DLC is like they raised taxes on only video games. Post-launch DLC, I should say. Shadow should definitely be president.
No.
Yes. Yes.
And I did want to quickly defend the Archie comic characters because
I knew this was coming.
I knew that, I don't know, I just can't let this go unchecked, I guess. Because I didn't think of how to approach this exactly because I was too, like...
Angered
I thought it was
what I had
not
said.
angry, I just thought it was hilarious how much you guys had immediate hate for all of them. But, see, I like Julie Sue in all of them because she was created mainly for Knuckles so that Knuckles could have his own story, but unfortunately his miniseries, or he had his own actual series at one point, it only got up to like issue 30 or something, because it just wasn't Sonic being cool and filled with attitude. It was actually a lot more plot-based and showed Knuckles as being more intelligent than most of the Sonic characters, which
Can't
is
have
kind
that
of...
now.
Yeah, I know, but the comics are more why I like him rather than the games and his portrayal in the game. Because in the games, he's a fucking idiot every time, and Robotnik's like, I know I was a villain last time, but Sonic's up to no good, and you gotta stop him and kick the shit out of him. Okay, Robotnik, where's the emeralds? That's basically...
Better break the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
Sonic read the wrong way, better break it.
But I think to say that you hate all of the characters they create in Archie comics is to say that you pretty much hate all superheroes any comic book creates, because it's story-driven, so you have to have more than just like Sonic, Amy, Knuckles, Tails, Knack the Weasel, and the Chaotix.
That is a valid point I didn't think of, because there's so much shit that comics just make up because, well, we beat up that guy.
Yeah.
And we can't just have Superman fight that guy again. We need a cosmic evil now, or things of that nature.
Right. There's hundreds of comic characters, but that's the reason that that the series is still going, and Sonic has had the longest run as a video game character in comics, because if they just stuck with, like, nothing against Sonic the Comic, the UK series, but that series only uses video game characters. So they actually have depth to, like, Flicky the Bird and, what's his name? The pig or something.
Flicky the Bird?
Yeah, or maybe not Flicky. I remember that basically the animals that Sonic breaks out of Badniks are characters in that comic. And it's an okay comic, but I still like the Archie ones better. But that's why it's been going for so long, because they have so many characters and different story arcs. And I'm not as excited for the Sonic Boom comic series as I was when it was first announced, because later I found out it's just going to be like kind of one-offs and just fun, happy-go-lucky comics. I like the Archie series because there have been some deep things, and I will defend Scourge only because he's the only character in the Sonic comics that has actually killed people. So he's legitimately badass in my eyes.
I missed that.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck, and sort of went batshit insane when he turned green, and kind of killed some people, and yeah.
Wait, he killed that one whitey kid, didn't he? Like a doc. I think.
Oh yeah, Phineas or Finnevis or something. I can't remember his name.
Scotty.
Finneas?
For the listeners and partially for myself, um, is the Sonic Archie comics a thing you can still get into, or is that an insurmountable pile of lore in the background like every other comic?
Uh, it's still enjoyable, but there's a lot of plot now and they'll reference since it's a kids comic. When they say something, they'll have a little asterisk, and then the bottom of the page it'll say see issues 203 to 206 or something for whatever. So I would say the best way to read it now is through the volumes that they have, which is they call it graphic novels, but it's like 5 or 6 issues in one book.
Are those like are these on like Comixology or something like that?
I know they're on the Archie app, but it's like $1 an issue or something, so it's not that bad.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
But there's like 200
read
issues.
Yeah, they're well into the hundreds, 200s now. Like 263, I think, is the latest issue or something. But I mean, it's fun. I think I enjoy it more because I've been reading it since 1991, so it's probably not as accessible.
I'll review it as an adult. Damn it.
Yeah, go for it. But I always like the game adaptions like Sonic 3D Blast and Triple Trouble and stuff because it was cool to see the characters actually yelling at each other and then kicking the shit out of each other.
I always liked Mecha Sonic versus Mecha Knuckles.
Yeah, Mecha Madness was the best arch, still in my opinion, because there's the whole roboticizing thing, and Sonic, the worst thing possible that could happen up to that point for any of the characters in that series happens when Sonic gets captured and roboticized and pretty much decimates the entire Knothole village and almost kills all the characters, but then they're like, shit, last resort, let's roboticize Knuckles and have him kick the shit out of Sonic, and he does and saves the day.
And it's awesome. It's like the one time we've seen like Knuckles like heroically beat Sonic.
Yeah, and it's cool because like there's backstory between him and Princess Sally, but it's pretty much like Knuckles comes and he's like, shit, you guys are fucked. It is up to me. All right, let's do this.
I sincerely thought you were going to say something stupid like, I know, let's cook up a mountain of chili dogs, and then his inner Sonic will come out.
No,
it's a throwdown.
What's great about it is like none of the characters can convince Sonic. You know, they don't do that bullshit like, Sonic, don't you remember me? Laser to the face. No, I don't. So that's why I liked it. And there is a cool turning point where Sonic legitimately drives Robotnik insane because Robotnik's trying to figure out why, no matter what I do, this stupid teenager hedgehog who just runs around being a smartass somehow defeats me. And he realizes that Sonic is the random part of the equation he never factors in. But like he figures that out, then he figures out he can't ever beat him, so he legitimately goes insane and Sonic feels bad for him, so they just throw him in prison.
Damn.
So
Wow.
I missed that one. Like I think the last issue I got was when Eggman like finally like went nuts and finally beat Sonic. And like, you might remember the one time I was like, I remember the cover at least. It was like a black background and it had Sonic in chains being held up and defeated.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit ago.
It was like 2007, something like that.
Okay. Well, I might be thinking of something different. But there are parts where Sonic almost dies, but they can't, no comic book character dies, so... but yeah, there are some dark arcs in the series.
Died.
Superman did die. Spider-Man
Actually,
died.
most Marvel heroes and DC heroes have died at some point.
No
Right.
one likes Superman anymore.
It's a good song.
That's because he's not American enough.
That's exactly what I was going for.
I'd like to plug the chiptunes pop punk band I Fight Dragons.
They're fucking great.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to defend the characters real quick because I like some of them, and the Chaotix is legitimately a better team than the Freedom Fighters, and SBO is such a better character than the games portray him as being. And what's hilarious is like when Knuckles isn't around, Vector is the de facto leader, but SBO and Mighty just criticize him and give him such shit and don't really respect him at all that it's hilarious. So, yeah, good times all around.
Well, Nick has some questions coming up about just these kind of things.
Oh, fantastic. So I think that's all I wanted to defend or talk about from last week. So let me see. I already mentioned how Brett's a horrible person for playing NASCAR on the PC, and that DLC is bullshit. Michael Jackson, yeah, covered everything. So I think we can get into the news if you guys are ready.
I have been properly educated on Archie Sonic. I am fucking ready.
I'm ready to buy some of those comics now. I'm legit. I'm interested. Kind of.
I mean, take it whatever you read, take it with a grain of salt because it is still a kids comic, so they can't get too dark, you know. But yeah, all right.
It's not gonna be like '06 bad.
No.
I don't
Oh
think.
hell no. There's very few humans involved. But without further ado,
There's sniveling and there's robots.
so there we go. First up in the news, Persona Q. I don't know anything about. Brett, go for it.
Persona Q, the 3DS exclusive Persona game that has it's a crossover between Persona 4 and Persona 3. It has a release date. It's November 25th. So we're basically in the autumn of Persona now, with Persona 5 getting announced, Ultimax coming out, Persona Q coming out, the new anime, and the second Persona 3 movie maybe getting a localization. So it's a pretty good time to be a Persona fan right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's going to be... Are all those games coming out in 2014?
Persona 5 is supposed to hit Japan in 2014, but they haven't said anything about it since like early this year, so they might delay that a bit. But we are going to at least get some news. I'd say at Tokyo Game Show.
When is that?
That is in a couple weeks, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So I'm pretty hyped for that because no one knows if it's going to be like a continuation of the Persona 3 and Persona 4 stories, if it's going to be brand new, like tradition usually is.
I'm going to have to finish Persona 4 Golden before all of that because I have a feeling I'm just going to get mad at us becoming Atlas Addicts pretty quick.
Atlas Addicts. Oh, man. How far are you in on Persona 4?
I haven't played a damn thing since I mentioned it initially with you guys. Fell asleep in the first hour of it. I didn't realize that... See, I realize now how I should play this game because I started to replay Catherine recently, and I've played through Catherine, enjoyed it, but I forgot that, yeah, you don't really pick up the controller until an hour after story's laid out. So, and you guys and my other friends who've played those games have said that's how Atlas games are. So I need to not sit down at like 9 p.m. after working 8 hours and try to play Persona.
Yeah. It's like
it's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn, but it's a good burn.
Great. I don't know what that means, but...
Box art! Box quote.
Bucks? What?
Box quote. Put that on the box art.
Oh yeah, okay.
Along with Game of the Year and 8 out of 10 from Kotaku.
We'll do that, yeah. Box art, it can have on there, you will pick up the controller within 3 hours of starting the game.
Do not play this after work. Dedicate a whole day to it.
Right.
Revolutionary if you could stay awake.
Oh, man. And then also in the news, they announced that the Sonic Adventure 2... the first Sonic Adventure is getting an anniversary album.
Actually, it's both of them. It's,
is it both?
Yeah.
Oh, I remember. Okay.
It kind of reads weird, but it's the vocal tracks from Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also going to be like the instrumentals of all the vocal tracks, which is the first for the Sonic Adventure tunes.
You mean the theme songs?
Yeah, like the theme songs, like It Doesn't Matter, like Living in Paradise, stuff like that.
Because an instrumental vocal track is an oxymoron.
Yeah. Good point. I'm
actually excited for this because the first thing I ever imported was the Sonic Adventure soundtrack. So I had it months before the game. I don't know why I ever imported that, but it still is a great soundtrack. It's like 50-some tracks, but it's cool. It'd be cool to hear the theme songs, just the instrumentals of those, because it is some of the better music. But the vocal or the lyrics to those are just so fucking cheesy.
Yeah. Well, like Sonic Adventure 2 always had like the instrumentals released, but Sonic Adventure 1 didn't. There's another
Yeah,
thing. There's another thing about this that you might find interesting. Before he got locked up for something earlier this year, the guy behind Knuckles themes in Sonic Adventure 2, Hunted P, made reference to working with Sega on a new project, and
really.
maybe this is what it. Maybe this is what it is. Like maybe they're doing a remake or a remix of some of the songs or something. But
Interesting.
yeah, he's locked up now. But like before he got locked up, he made mention of this.
What the hell did he do?
I don't know actually.
Oh
I
man.
never could find it. But like if you look at, I want to send you Hunted P's Twitter. It's
Hmm?
it's kind of sad because
Did you
he
put it in the
has.
chat or something?
I haven't yet, but like he has
Okay.
never dropped. He's never went away from Knuckles. Like he's
Oh
changed
no.
his name to Hunted P Knuckles.
Okay.
And like
Is he tweeting from prison now?
well, he hasn't tweeted since like January. That's when he got locked up.
Incarceration?
But like if you look, I'm gonna link you to his YouTube page actually because it has
Oh
one
good
of these.
gosh.
It has probably the most cringeworthy background.
All
Oh
right.
no, wait, no, not his background. His profile picture.
Okay. Well, shoot that to me right now so we can get a live reaction.
Let me
Just do a
save it.
but yeah, I'm excited for this. I don't know if I'll pick it up right away because I think it's only going to be in Japan, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like
So
there's some
it's going to be
import
like
places.
$50 or something retarded. So I'm probably not going to grab it right away. And that's going to be something I want a physical copy of, not just iTunes. Um,
Exactly.
so along with that, not really along with that, but next up in the news, Freedom Planet got released,
Here it is.
which is
I found a picture. I needed to find a bigger picture, but I'm going to throw something in the chat. This is his YouTube icon on his official page, and it's a thing of beauty. Let me throw it on overlay here.
Listeners will be able to find the show notes, maybe.
Yes, I will hook y'all up. Look at this.
what the fuck?
Jeez.
What the fuck? So minus the joints and the bandana and the tribal tattoos. Actually, that doesn't look too bad.
That's
But
not a
the
Chaos Emerald, that's meth.
gold rings around his dreads.
Gold rings
Knuckles.
around his dreads. He's got a Wu-Tang sticker on his sound system here.
Yeah, he's sitting on a giant boombox.
He's
You know
got a
that-
knife and some rings.
I could see Knuckles going that style.
He's got
Like-
a
Sonic Adventure 3.
he's got a 100-piece stomach tat,
Oh my gosh.
and he's got a
Been
bandage
punched
on
in the
his
face, yeah.
he's got a bandage on his face like every tomboy in anime has. It's let's see, you got a weed sticker, a weed
course,
sticker
of
with
course.
a medical staff in the middle of it.
Yeah,
Of all
medicinal
things.
purposes.
Showing that Knuckles is very into the legalization of medical marijuana.
The Sonic and Knuckles sticker there, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. But yeah, this was done in like 2012, I believe. He has not moved on in 10 years.
Shout out to Chuckle Bits, because this seems very fitting with their Sonic Adventure 3 universe.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
familiar with that, but now I have to be, it seems.
Yeah. I think
Well, that's something. Moving on.
But let's go back to that other thing we were talking about. The other less important thing.
Yeah. What?
It was the other less important thing than tattooed
right.
blunt
Freedom
smoking
Planet.
Knuckles.
Freedom Planet has been released. It's an indie game that takes a lot of inspiration from the Sonic Genesis days. It looks really good. It's a fast-paced side-scroller. I was watching the trailer and describing it to my roommate. It's pretty much if you took Sonic and Gunstar Heroes and Dynamite Headdy and mixed it all together. It's got a bunch of different a couple different characters you can play as. Their Kickstarter enabled them to get a voice cast for the big characters and the villains, and lots of other things. But it's out on Steam, $15. I wish it was compatible with Mac because I'd be playing it right now, but it's not. So I might just buy it anyway and mooch my roommate's PC. But everyone should check it out and support one of the more original indie games because there's so many retro indie games that are just 8-bit or basically Mario or basically just take from that or they're a top-down RPG. Not to diss those games, but I'm happy to see an indie game try to make a 16-bit era game.
I'm trying to think. I actually think. No, that's not who I thought it was. I thought. No, wait, it is.
Made by Galaxy Trail.
Yeah, the guy who did Freedom Planet, one of the main programmers, is a former member of Sonic Retro. Like he's one of the hackers over there, I believe.
Cool.
So he's making bank now. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, everyone should support that. It's I played a demo of it and I loved it, and I just really want to play it. It's like I'm more excited to play this game than I was Sonic 4 because I feel like it's going to have better physics than Sonic 4 did, or closer to the Genesis days. So, speaking of Sonic, Sega Blog posted a couple things about Sonic Boom. They had a behind-the-scenes video with the making of the cartoon, which I found interesting because it reminded me of all the Pixar behind-the-scenes stuff I've watched. Because it looks like there's definitely, it's sort of surprising to see how much effort's going into an 11-minute episode each time. Did you guys watch the video and see all that stuff?
No.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good. We're prepared.
My interest in the Sonic Boom cartoon could not be lower.
See, I'm interested in it because some of the best parts in the current or the most recent games that have been released were the cutscenes. Like Sonic Colors had entertaining cutscenes. Granted, it was like a Saturday morning cartoon, but that or Sonic Generations.
I still haven't played Colors.
That's a good one. That's probably definitely the best Wii exclusive Sonic game, hands down.
Not Sonic and the Black Knight?
No.
It may have, no, it didn't have better music. I was about to say it might have had better music, but no.
Sonic Colors?
Well, Colors definitely has better music.
Except
I was about to say Black
written by Cash Cash.
I don't hate it.
All right.
It's pretty weak, but
I was seriously going to get Sonic and the Black Knight a couple days ago, and I didn't.
That's the only one I don't own for the Wii, but it's better than Sonic and the Secret Rings. I'll give it that much.
I don't know. I wouldn't put yourself through either of the story.
The controls are better. You don't have to pretend like you're pulling back the reins of a horse when you try to go backwards. Yeah.
Oh wait, so those are both storybook games?
Yeah, they're the sidestep storybook bullcrap.
Yeah. Now I'm more interested in Secret Rings.
Oh man. Oh my gosh.
Don't do it. The only good thing about Secret Rings is that song is Who's Gonna Rock the Place?
Brett's probably wrong because he really likes the soundtrack to Anarchy Reigns, so keep that in mind. So moving on, the Alien Isolation bonus stuff. I know I'm the only one besides Alex Delia on the site that's excited for this, but the bonus, they had a rewind. Let me try talking again. Sega blogs, they had, what is wrong with me? Hold on. Let me get a drink of water here.
Oh, my Jesus.
Okay. The bonus pre-order stuff for Alien Isolation has the original voice cast, so Sigourney Weaver and can't remember any of their other names. It doesn't matter. For the first movie.
What kind of real fan are you?
I'm bad with names, whatever. Actually doing the voiceover, but on Sega Blog they had an interview with a lot of the cast members saying how cool it is to come back and do this. And it actually is a big deal that they got the original cast members for one of sci-fi's most defining films to do some of this stuff. So I really want this bonus stuff, but it's a double-edged sword because it's everything that you guys were talking about last week. Yeah. So unless I can pre-order it through their website directly, I really don't want to go through any retailers to get this bonus crap. But it is really cool that they got the original cast to do the stuff. And it's interesting that they did that because, that's a movie from the late 70s. So there's only one member of the cast that sounds significantly different because I think they have been smoking cigarettes for the past 30 years. But otherwise, I think it'll sound all right. So I'm
What's the worst
excited.
that could happen?
Yeah. No, don't say that. Um, but it's cool.
GameStop exclusive film.
No,
Oh.
truly. I'm surprised they haven't announced a statue collector's edition yet for it, because they had one for Alien vs. Predator and Colonial Marines.
I
But
heard that's
there's
the only reason to get Colonial Marines.
the statue that's fucking amazing. The power loader that you get and everything. I've showed it off a couple of times on this podcast. But so do you guys have anything to say about that? I doubt you do.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not an Alien fan. I like the movies, but I like them just as movies. I haven't played an Alien game that I thought was really great.
Did you play Alien Trilogy on the Saturn or PS1?
No.
It hasn't aged wonderfully, but it's kind of like a Doom game, but creepier. I really liked it. I still think to this day it's the best representation of aliens in a video game.
That's a problem.
Well,
I mean,
it is and it isn't, because there's not a lot of enemies in each level, and
well,
so
that's not a problem for that game. It's a problem for the games that have come since.
oh yeah, no, definitely. But it's a good creepy game. I like it. But I also like Zero Tolerance. I don't know. Next up in the news, 3D Fantasy Zone 2 got released on the Japanese eShop. So anybody want to bitch about that real quick?
No, I think I've done enough of that in the article itself.
Yeah. We just need I would love to have Fantasy Zone on my 3DS. That would be a great way to play those games. I can't sit down and play them on a console. I don't know why.
The
It's
Sega
weird.
Ages version of Fantasy Zone for the Saturn, or I have the Japanese release at least, is really good. That is my ideal way of playing the game. But yeah, as a portable, that would be freaking fantastic. I love the idea of arcade games going portable.
Yeah, they just, especially like Altered Beast is even a lot more fun. The 3DS, the 3D classics they did, because they have that
I cannot
random.
agree with
Well, I like playing it with the random beast mode on, because it's fun. Sometimes getting the dragon and you just fucking mow through levels because it's no challenge at all. So I think it's more fun. That's one of those games that's a lot more fun if you play it broken. You know what I mean?
I remember growing up, there was a lot of games that were more fun with cheat codes.
Yeah, right.
And now cheat codes are DLC. So, fuck.
Yeah. But let's see. So that's cool. Also, it was announced that Bayonetta 2 is going to get a hardback version of the strategy guide, and
Do one.
I do as well. I never get strategy guides anymore unless it's a super awesome collector's version of it.
Like every Zelda strategy guide that comes out in the
I don't
hardback.
bother with those, but I'm not as big of a Zelda fan as some. But
Well, I don't own any of them. They are cool looking.
yeah.
But
See if-
freaking Bayonetta, yes. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like not much is going to get put out for that game in America, so I really want that guide.
So that's like an art book in itself. That probably is going to be the art book to get.
Probably, yeah. So that's cool. Brad, are you getting it?
No, probably not, because I'm not getting Bayonetta 2.
Ha!
Brad hates the Wii U.
I will not sacrifice my dignity just to play Bayonetta. As good as Bayonetta. Ah! Tom, no!
Wait, let's think about this. You won't
Tom,
sacrifice
no.
your dignity. Tom's holding up a Wii U gamepad, everyone.
No!
You won't
Get that away.
sacrifice your dignity to own a Wii U, but you're perfectly fine with playing an over-sexualized beat-em up.
Which one is that? 'Cause there's a lot of- Because Bayonetta's fucking awesome, but the Wii U is not.
The Wii U is fucking great.
It's got good games, and it's gonna have fucking Smash Brothers. I really hope that game is good.
Smash Brothers with cunt and GameCube controllers on it.
Yeah. Can we talk
Where
about
else
how
can you play that aside the
amazing it is
game?
that they're releasing GameCube controllers just for that game? Like, Nintendo finally has a clue. Oh, man.
And Sonic Lost World is good.
It's not. It's not good.
The 3DS version.
You take one look at that snowball level, and then you realize, wait, did I just call that
Racist.
good?
You're talking about looking at it, not even playing it. That's racist.
It's fucking terrible! It's the most slow and plotting and terrible level I've ever seen in a Sonic game, and I've played through all of Sonic 06!
Sonic 06's biggest fan, Brett Hatfield, says the Wii U is a piece of shit because of one level of Sonic Lost World. 2014. That's whenever you complain about something, Brett, all I hear is I love Sonic 06. I love Shadow. I love Sonic 06. I love Shadow and Silver. Just I hear.
That is a good thing to remember. Is the that's like an endorsement, ringing endorsement for the Wii U. Is Brett Hatfield like Sonic 06?
Mm-hmm.
Oh god, let's make a T-shirt that says that.
Let's do it.
Until you can somehow legitimately convince me that Sonic 06 is a good game and Shadow is a good character. Well, then shut up about the Wii U!
That's the thing is, I don't think it's a good game.
Why are you so good at it?
I'm just eerily good at it because I've seen too much footage of it.
I just met a girl named Maria.
We missed that.
Oh, man. Yeah. So speaking of that, Sonic Boom concept, get that shit off the camera. There was Sonic Boom character concept art, which I'm actually excited that they showed this stuff because all the NPCs look like they should be Sonic characters. Like, unlike Sonic Adventure that had people, for some reason, humans, and same with 06, it's actual... I'll be honest, though, their designs pretty much make them look like they could fit into any Disney cartoon. So, yeah, especially, let me see if I...
people in Sonic games. I just think they're greatly misused when they become a relationship character.
And when they look realistic instead of, like, cartoony and,
I don't care. I like the aesthetics of Sonic 06.
I like the level...
This guy is my favorite, and I hope that he's the mayor of some town. It's a beaver with... beaver with a bow tie. Yeah.
Mayor Beaver.
Mayor Beaver. But it's cool. I like the designs because they look like they actually fit into the world that they're trying to create. Oh, here we go. This guy here, he's probably the mayor. I don't really know what animal he is. I guess he's a mouse or something. But he looks like straight out of DuckTales or something.
He looks more like from the Great Mouse Detective, Basil.
Yeah, there we go. Oh man. Yeah, he does, now that you mention that. So Basil is in Sonic Boom. That's pretty exciting.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. And one last thing about Sonic Boom, they released the box art for both the Wii U and the 3DS version, which is pretty typical. I don't know. It's just all the characters. The Wii U version has Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Amy on the cover with Sonic like lassoing that dumb tether beam towards whoever's holding the cartridge, like immersion box art. And then the 3DS version has Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Styx, the Badger.
I was excited about the Wii U one until I saw the gameplay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And now I'm excited for the 3DS one.
Oh, I really hope they learn from Generations on the 3DS and made it a decent platformer, because Generations on the 3DS was so unfair, and I couldn't even finish the thing. So I hope it's good. And let's see, the one last bit of news I have is that Phantasy Star Online 2 gets Virtual On costumes and other costumes, so that's pretty cool. And
we're about to put each other on suicide watch for talking about Phantasy Star Online 2.
Yeah, it's there is something. Good gravy. All right, so you guys want to jump into the Shenmue Journey now? We're up to part 4 here to talk about.
Is Tom drunk enough?
Do you guys have anything else to say about the news or something you heard that I didn't?
No
mention?
more Phantasy Star talk.
Anything else, not just Phantasy Star.
Marie looks pretty fun in Ultimax. She doesn't look as Taukaka as I thought she would, but she looks pretty fun.
Taukaka? What does that mean?
I thought she'd have a style similar to Taukaka from BlazBlue. Tau Cocker.
Tail cocker. Mm-hmm.
Out there, Tau Cocker.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Alright.
best conversation.
Where else it's for hunting, not fighting.
Yeah, let's talk about Shenmue, shall we? We'll get into this now. And for the listeners, the screenshot that I have is... What's his name?
Sean Bean.
What?
Sean Bean.
What? No, what's his... In Lord of the Rings.
I forget his name.
It doesn't matter. The one that says one does not simply walk into Mordor. I have that, but I don't fucking care. One does not... But it says one does not simply walk into warehouse number 8. So, classic stuff. Okay, let me get my notes here. So I do want to mention again, my first note I have is the phone call you have to make. And now that everyone's gotten to that point, isn't that part fucking creepy when he's talking to the
Just a
mob
little.
boss or whoever on the phone? Especially when it's happy-go-lucky, innocent Rio, where he's like Mother's Lantern or Dragon's Ballsack or whatever the code words are. And you say the wrong one, and then the other guy's just like, Father's Den of Hatred. And Rio's like, hot dogs? And it's like, and then the phone's like, click, and Rio's just like, oops.
I just want that voice to end up being revealed to be Tom.
Can we get that voice recording just saying things like monkeys hate?
Yeah. Robin flies south at midnight.
Just reading recipes to me. It's like boil water for 2 minutes.
I need scissors.
Break 2 eggs into bowl. Stir vigorously.
The Shenmue recipe line.
Yeah.
Call it today.
Could either do that or get the Shadow voice actor to read all of them too.
It's not like I like you or anything.
I like how
man.
there's only one phone book in the entire game.
Yeah, and it's next to the senile old woman that can't hear half the shit you're saying. What is she? Oh, it's she. You ask her if she knows where warehouse number 8 is, and she's like, "Firehouse, that's great."
Oh wait, there is another phone book in the game.
Where?
It's in Rio's house. It's in the cabinet under the phone.
Oh, the strategy guide we've been using lied.
Oh,
Asshole.
like I would go home for any reason at all.
Yeah, other than to sleep.
You have to make your precious Ine-san happy.
No.
You have to go to bed, sleep in your T-shirt, and never take a shower.
You should be grateful. You should be grateful.
Oh, people who haven't played Shenmue are not going to know why that's funny.
If they haven't played Shenmue, why are they listening to this podcast and or viewing? But yeah. Let's see here. Oh, did you guys already trigger the event of Nozomi trying to confess her feelings to Rio?
That was the most. Here's the thing. We were talking about those Twitter accounts that just favorite everything that say Shenmue in them and retweet everything that say Shenmue in them. I put a thing that said love scenes in Shenmue make me cringe so hard, and like 3 of them retweeted that shit.
It's
okay.
surprisingly accurate though sometimes, because in real life, if you try to, or at least at that age when you're like 17 or 18, you're trying to have a serious conversation with anyone you're interested in, it's just that awkward. So that's kind of why I like it. What were you starting to say, Tom?
I'm looking for the exact description. If there's one thing I really like about the strategy guide you guys found,
Mm-hmm.
is that it is so fucking cheeky at times.
Oh yeah.
And my favorite thing ever was in Nozomi Declares Her Love, where it says, I don't want to spoil anything, but
when they almost make
why when the passionate young lovers almost make eye contact.
Oh yeah.
Hot stuff.
Oh, it's great.
I love it.
It's so good. And then as you go on, though, I forget her name, but one of Nozomi's friends is standing outside the arcade, and she mentions how she heard what you two talked about and how she tried to confess her feelings. And Rio's just like, yeah, I'll think about it. He's so asshole.
He's just straight up friend zoning her.
He's just a douche. It's either that or he is that oblivious to any attraction or emotions other than what he has for his father.
I like to think he is just that dumb.
I gotta find out who killed my dad. I have no time for your...
Anyone who gets that easily sidetracked by Space Harrier that many times a day is not all there.
How what place have you earned in Space Harrier? I'm up to 13th now on the scoreboard. Where are you at, Tom?
14th, I believe.
I've barely played the game and I'm higher than you?
I've been mostly playing it on the Master System. Fuck off.
Oh!
Really good practice. What about you, Brent? What's your ranking in Space Harrier Shenmue?
I don't
Shenmue
know.
Harrier.
I don't play Space Harrier that much. I play darts.
The fuck?
I play darts and I play QTE Hero.
Is that the one with the D-pad and the buttons?
No, oh gosh, it's the one that's in that first arcade. I forget
Has
the
the
actual...
boxing pads?
Yeah.
I like that one.
QTE title, that's what it is.
Yeah, let me see if I have my top score. Oh, I have 154,785 is my top score so far.
Scotty, I'm gunning for your score in Space Harrier.
Bring it. Pixor didn't happen though. Let's see. Oh,
I think my high score in QTE title is like 62,000 or something.
Oh, you got to get up there.
I just stopped caring after I got my first loss. I was just like, okay, I've played enough of this.
Has anyone been playing Hang On?
What is that? You like faded out for a second.
Has anyone been playing Hang On in the arcade?
I can't play that game. The controls are so fucking loose. I'm either sideways or somehow in the middle of the screen. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
As many racing games that I play, I have to say Hang On is just fucking hard to do.
Now, do you think it's the controls mapped to the Dreamcast, or is it that just the way it controls?
No, it's the controls, because that's on the Ultimate Genesis collection, I think, as well, and I'm horrible at that game.
That's how like all those biker games are, like back in the day. Like
it probably controls better in the arcade where you're actually on the bike.
Yeah, but like trying to play
that.
like a PS3 controller or something, or a Dreamcast controller is just like nah.
Fun side note: did any of you guys watch Game Center CX?
I do.
No, I don't know what that is.
Did you see the interview with Yu Suzuki?
I have not yet. Which episode?
Was that his follow-up to the post-mortem speech?
Not sure, but he was talking to the Cacho, and they started talking about Hang On, and he was saying that people didn't think the game would be a success because they didn't think Japanese people would sit on that bike like that in public.
Nice.
What episode was this?
Just look it up on YouTube.
Like, what game was he playing, though? Because I'll probably watch that during dinner.
I do not remember. Just look up the Game Center CX Wikipedia page. It'll tell you.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that. I'll do that right now, actually, so we can just pass it on to everybody.
But, yeah, how fun was getting on the bus?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I love how the bus actually arrives at 12:30, 1:30, etc., because I had to stand there and wait, just like a real bus stop. That's immersion, folks.
I didn't realize you had to stand there and wait. I thought it was like, okay, you go to the bus stop, the bus shows up. Because that's what happened to me the first time I got there.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't get on the bus. And I was having a lot of difficulty with this. And then the bus drove away. I was like, fuck. And then I saw that there was an actual fucking schedule.
Yeah, that's what when I was just standing there, I'm like, where's the bus? This is the bus stop, right? And then I just like start clicking on everything around me, and I accidentally zoomed in on the schedule. So that's how a lot of my detective work happens in Shenmue. I just spin in circles and tap A rapidly.
But problem with the game, though. That is my problem. There is things that you shouldn't have to wait for, like sleep, for example.
Sometimes. Well, there's that, and then it's kind of on the same wavelength. I was trying to make that phone call and literally stopped halfway through dialing because I had to be home. And so I just yelled at my TV. I'm like, what the fuck, Rio, grow a pair. I couldn't even finish dialing the number. I just had to go home and go to sleep because it was 10:30 or whatever. So never mind the fact that there's a phone in the foyer of the house. that I could use too. Nope, had to go to sleep.
Oh my god.
It
That
did
that phone
the
pissed
same
me
thing to
off.
me after the Rio and Nozumi cutscene. Is like it wouldn't let me do anything but sleep and train. It was
That's
over.
funny.
Yeah, that fucking phone. I hit the wrong number 3 times because I don't know why. It just was hard to control the finger.
Uh,
That's what she said.
God damn it.
God damn it!
Um, but let's see. Oh, I love the sound when you go to training and then back out because it sounds like someone collapsing. I think I filmed it here. Let me check. Let's see here. Oh, you can't hear it at all. Fucking hell, phone! Stop yelling at me. Whatever. But I just love some of the sound effects in that game. They're so inappropriate. But let's see here. I have some screenshots that I took, and by that I mean pictures with my phone. We're gonna go through a slideshow for a second here, and it'll be fun. Trust me.
I think I found the episode.
Cool.
I believe it's episode 13, Ghosts and Goblins.
Well, keep it
right.
grooving, man. You guys see that? Is that showing up?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, and we got Rio saying to Tom, "Yeah, sure, keep it grooving, man." And then the next one was when Rio kicked the shit out of those people. Just in the 5 guys showed up to try to kick his ass. Once again, it's like 9:30 at night. Rio's got to do some ass kicking. This next one is one of my favorites because it's Nozomi's grandma or whatever, and the game glitched and the camera angle wouldn't change, so I got to stare at her chin while she was talking to me very awkwardly.
Nozomi talks about
I love how she stays bent over. The poor old woman is like bent at a 90-degree angle because I guess her back was that fucked up from whatever. But and she talks to you, and all she does is turn her head, so she's still this awkward position. It's hilarious. And
Well,
then
that's because Rio has a schedule. It's 9:30, time to kick some ass. Doesn't matter who's in the room.
I guess. This I took a picture of just because I wanted to talk about how satisfying it is when the game tells you Disc 1 is complete and you have to throw Disc 2 in. You're like, yeah, this game's fucking huge. Or at least that's how I felt. I don't know if you guys...
That is a feeling we don't get anymore. And remember when people bitched about Final Fantasy 13 being multiple discs on Xbox 360?
I was waiting on you to correct yourself.
The multiple dicks complaint. That was pretty severe.
I mean, Lightning's a jerk. I mean, and so is Zones. I mean, there are multiple dicks in that game.
Yeah, I was going to correct myself and I didn't.
So speaking of dicks, I want to point out the creeper dude that's got the viewfinder in the harbor. You guys, can you see what I'm talking about?
I thought he was just taking a picture of the dude, like, looking at his notes. Like, they were trying to make, you know, like...
He might be, or he might be following you, because if we go to my next slide, he's still doing the same thing.
Well, it's like, you know how, like, in, like, some cheesy workplaces, like, you know, Walmart, for example, they'll just have some dude randomly taking pics that they can hang on a bulletin board in the back, like, look how much fun we have at work! Like, something like that. I thought it was something like that. Like, look at how much fun he's having reading his notes.
I think this guy's a creeper, because if you look over Rio's right shoulder here in this last picture, he's still there.
Oh, shit!
Oh, creeping. Right there.
He's back and he wants you.
One other screenshot I want to share is the Pooh magazines you can buy. Did you guys not notice that?
I've never looked that closely.
I was...
Hoso
Boso. Get some of that Pooh mag.
I want to buy one.
I don't think you can. I was trying to...
Is that Kazuma Kiryu on it?
He was not a character yet, so probably not.
Prototype.
Yes. And one last thing I noticed, there is a warehouse that you can go in the harbor, or in the harbor that you can enter and practice fighting. And I noticed the pallets in the background say Dreamcast all over them, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
So yeah, there's some there's my fun slideshow of Shenmue. Excuse me. Oh, creeper with the viewfinder. Let's see. Oh, I love how when you get to the harbor for the first time, they have this I guess it's supposed to be like a monumental transition scene where it's just a bunch of different camera angles, and it's literally just trucks and forklifts driving around, so really nothing's happening.
But it's got this like really pretty music over it, and it's like a lot more like atmospheric than it should be for just a bunch of forklifts.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it though because that's how simple Shenmue is but it's still vast at the same time. Really, you're looking at nothing, but it shows the size of the harbor and just the new area that you have to explore. So, it's cool. I thought that was cool. What did
Actually,
you already
I
said
just
about it, Brett,
when
but-
I got to that scene, I thought this is great. Like, and it could just have been the shit. I just finished the first disc of Shenmue feeling, but I was really excited to see what this harbor was like, and that brief overview was really cool to me.
Yeah,
I wish more games would do like overviews like that when you get to new worlds. Like, Final Fantasy 13 kind
I
of does it,
fucking knew it. I
but
fucking knew it.
like you
we're
don't
not
get it
gonna
a lot.
talk about Shenmue without him talking about that game, Tom. I've accepted that
Well,
already.
Shenmue directly influenced a lot of stuff in it, especially in Lightning Returns. But I've talked about that on here before. Mainly the day-night system and like, what are you doing?
I'm hitting you through the internet.
Kinky.
Yeah. So, everyone in the harbor is an asshole though.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to anyone in the harbor.
If you talk to anyone, they're just gonna ask you why you're there and tell you to fucking scram.
Have you
Um,
talked to that the girl who runs the shop and the lounge?
Not yet. But
Oh
I did
my-
talk to the suicidal girl talking to the cat.
I haven't talked to that yet. I need
She's
to.
one of the first people you can interact with, and she's just like crouched on the ground staring at this cat and saying, I can't talk right now, I'm dealing with a lot of bullshit, or something. It's probably not that for verbatim, but something to that effect.
Speaking of cats, has anyone else been ignoring the shit out of the cat at the shrine?
I have.
I have.
The
I
I
have my
named
own.
it, and I was done.
guide told me not to, and I was just like, I'm not paying attention to that.
I didn't even name the cat. The girl named the cat for me.
Probably because she got tired of waiting around.
Look, I don't have like 500 yen for tuna anymore. I gotta save that money for some goddamn gashapon.
I'm
I
I
good.
have
was
my
like-
priorities, guys.
I want to collect all of the cassette tapes.
I
I need hip to hop.
I'm happy that I got another Daytona Hornet car from the
Son
Gashupon.
of a bitch. That's
And
all
you
I've
tweeted
wanted
every
the
time.
entire game.
I tweeted about it just to shove it in Brett's face.
I'm gonna get Knuckles. I'm gonna shove that in your face.
I've got two Knuckles already. I've got Bean and
Son of a
Knack
bitch!
and Sonic and Tails,
Well,
and
I got Supersonic, so there.
I got him too. I also have.
Do I have nothing on you?
I got there was one I just got that I thought was
Brett,
cool. And I can't remember
Don't
what it
feel
was.
bad. He's beating me at Space Harrier.
SBO.
This is far more important than Space Harrier. I mean, God,
Nothing is more important than Space Harrier.
everything is more important than Space Harrier.
Fuck off.
You.
Your response was just you. Oh,
God, why do we do this to each other?
man. One thing I realized, I don't know why it's taking me this long, but when you're holding down L to run, you can still, if you're holding down L to run, you can still actually use the thumbstick to look around, which I thought was cool. I don't know.
What?
Oh, you're playing right now.
Well, I was loading up because I wanted to see what other Gashupon I've gotten to brag about.
I would
But-
do that, but I have to do a lot of hookups.
You should be grateful.
Scotty
No,
San is always there for me.
when you're running around, or you can look around with the thumbstick, just usual. But while you're holding down L to run, you can also look around.
That's going to be useful during the butt fucking stupid stealth section.
Probably. I didn't get there yet.
We're not
Um,
talking about that yet, but
oh,
I can
that's
already
what I
tell
got.
you.
Let's see here. I grabbed. All right, I'm gonna be an idiot and pick up my laptop, and hopefully nothing will come disconnected from it, because I want to show off my stuff, bitches. Look at what I found from the Gashupon.
What's up,
Oh!
Yeah, I can't rotate it. That's what she said. Yeah, and then there's also my ceiling light. I was very excited about this one because I didn't even know that Alpha was in this game.
I want that. I want that so hard.
I have a card and I have a dice. I am clearly.
That came unplugged. You have a what?
I have a card and I have a dice, so I am clearly cooler than you.
Oh, the dice, you don't want those. Get some fancier shit, yo.
Oh, I got
totally
a. Did you get a Knights yet?
I tried to win
No,
Knights.
I don't have Knights.
Knights
I
is pretty rad.
Pie and Kids Jackie.
I'm wasting all my money on stupid cassette tapes and talking to that annoying girl at the shop just to get Knights, and I can't win anything.
Oh, yeah. Knights is one of the prizes. By
the way, is it just me, or is there no point to relationship between Ryo and Nozomi?
I don't think there is.
No.
Other than it's as meaningful as the cutscenes you get in The Last of Us, like the jokes and shit. And minus the trophy, you don't get that in Dreamcast.
It's good for a humor level because my God, he just doesn't care.
He's a douche. He's more concerned with kicking the shit out of drunks on the streets than dealing with Nozomi.
There should be
trigger that cutscene.
Shenmue 3. You know, it'd be amazing if Shenmue 3 didn't resolve the story. You just played as Nozomi trying to follow Ryo around.
And just getting rebuffed, like.
Did
Ryo, can I speak to you? Maybe I should buy another. I really need to speak to you. Maybe I should buy another.
What cola today? Hey,
I guess
hungry?
I should take this to him.
Huh. Space Harrier. 100 yen a game.
Darts, 100 yen. Ryo, it's very important. I'm having your baby. Maybe I should buy another.
Oh, like Ryo has ever figured out how to do that.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. All he knows is martial arts, Gashupan, and sailors. I was trying to find
Sailor.
Oh, how about the great cutscene when you get to the harbor? You have to kick the shit out of Goro and his buddy.
Oh, God.
Who's
You guys
Goro?
fucked that up.
Yeah.
Goro's the dude with
Are they the one mugging that kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there. He's like, blackmail is totally uncool.
Yeah. Well, the way he says it, he's like, blackmail is totally uncool. I had to do a
I
Vine.
thought it was Ryo saying it at first.
No, it was hilarious. I did a Vine of that. Actually, let's see here. I probably still have it on my phone. Oh, hell yeah, I do. Okay, hold on. Give me a second.
Way uncool.
I liked your Vine from real life.
The listeners don't even need to have the context. I'll just play this and you can hear it.
Don't you know that blackmail is way uncool?
Way uncool.
And the sound that the kid makes, too. Listen to this.
Blackmail is way uncool.
Right here. And then he runs away. But I did that
10 out
in
of 10 voice acting.
thousands of other retarded Vines and tagged Save Shenmue in all of them. I don't know if they were paying attention to what they were retweeting and favoriting. The only one I'm remotely proud of is when I was in the barber shop and I kept talking to the guy and I found a glitch and the girl, the daughter of the owner, just kept walking into me, like stopping, turning, and walking, stopping, turning, and walking into Ryo. And of course I had the hashtag Shave Shenmue. Because that's my humor.
That's the one you got my name wrong in, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Sorry. I'm sorry I misspelled your Japanese name.
You asshole.
But
How dare you?
I did like 8 Vine videos and tagged Save Shenmue in all of them, and then I did one in real life, and I was in Toys R Us, and I filmed this pagoda that said candy atop, and then it had just Dorito chips and like Pringles and stuff. Because I was like, this isn't candy, so that's why it's funny. And I hashtagged Save Shenmue, and they retweeted that as well.
I didn't see that one.
So,
I know what I have to do now.
Then we should have them retweet this podcast.
oh man, it could happen.
The very podcast has spent a little bit of time insulting them for retweeting everything shamelessly.
We're not
I'm
insulting them. We're just pointing out their failure.
Yeah, they're not. Nothing I did in terms of those Vines helped people want to see Shenmue 3.
I don't know. I kind of want to see more glitches like that.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed what I was retweeting, and
Actually,
way too much.
that's not even the best thing that they've retweeted. I retweeted a picture of Shamu and tagged it save Shenmue, and then retweeted that, and that got retweeted. And someone had the nerve to respond to me, "Wrong move, man."
Wrong move. That's nice.
Like, yeah, you think I don't know that?
Right. Right.
That is my favorite thing they've ever retweeted of mine.
It's the first one I did that night. I realized, I don't know. I thought this was going to be only hilarious to me, but then it got like 9 retweets and favorites. The very first one I did was Rio just staring at a picture of flowers, a framed picture of flowers in his house, picking it up, pulling it down, and zooming in on the wall. And I zoomed back, put it back up, and then I just hashtag I must avenge my father, save Shenmue.
Oh god, I gotta find out who killed my dad.
By staring at the wall. And I also realized, I have to look at my notes here. The best way to completely prepare yourself for Shenmue, if you're not totally in the mood to play, because it is one of those games that you got to kind of be in a mindset to be willing to sit down and be patient with. What I did
feel like
was
this is directed at me.
It could be. I watched an episode of the new Sailor Moon Crystal.
Oh boy.
Had a couple beers, and I realized that the best way to prepare yourself was to get in the mood to accept a language and a culture that doesn't understand the English language. Then you'll be more accepting of how Shenmue is paced. Okay.
Yeah, you make a valid point. There is so much in Shenmue that if you re-release this game on PSN or Xbox Live Arcade, people would be like, "Wow, this is this epic game that everyone's been talking about for a very long time. That was on the Dreamcast, a system I never owned. This is going to be a truly incredible experience." And then they're met with is, maybe I should get another.
Yeah, it's amazing.
They should be grateful.
It would get demolished, and then a whole new generation of memes would be created.
That would be the best thing ever to save Shenmue, but Shenmue 3 would end up a comedy.
Yeah, very much so.
I'd implying Shenmue 1 isn't already a comedy in some ways.
It's not supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it very well is.
But Shenmue 3 would be a very intentional comedy. They would just pick up a homeless guy off the street and say, "Hey, you want to voice act in a video game?"
Oh, like one of the things that
Chinese guy from Chinatown to just pick up off the street.
One of the things that those accounts have, like, they've direct messaged us on the Sega Addicts account that says, "Please sign up to Save Shenmue July 3rd for a chance to win signed pics by what's her name, Lyle Wilkerspoon or something like that." It's the girl who voiced Nozumi.
Oh, that's
why would I want that?
And it's like, why would I want that? She did a terrible job.
I would want it because I'm a horrible person, probably. But I think that's kind of cool.
She did a terrible job in Tekken too, but that's beside the point.
I think that's a cool prize, but digital petitions.
Like, what is she doing now?
Yeah, digital petitions are as helpful as I don't even know.
I came up with a perfect analogy for this. Online petitions are about as effective as the first round of jets that attack Godzilla.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. I did think it was cool, one of the cutscenes when your friends, Rio's friends, are waiting for you at his house. And the first time I played through up to this part in the game, that actually never happened for me, because I guess I just ignored Nozomi entirely. So, but it was cool that they have characters that care about you, so that it's not just Nozomi worrying about you, and they're also just like, "What have you been up to, Rio? You know, basically, we haven't seen you at school for the past 2 months. What's going on?" But I like that attempt at character depth, and
attempt.
Yeah, like I said. But it's cool. I like little things like that, I guess, so that you're reminded that you don't have to just run around and buy soda and buy Gashupan. Like, there is a world around this character that's still happening. I like that. How did you get into the warehouse, Brett? Did you climb in through the back?
Yeah, I did that. Now, the first time I played this, like a couple years ago, I had to get help. But this time I was able to actually get the pushing mechanics to actually work.
Oh, you couldn't push the crate? Is that what you
I
mean?
couldn't get it to work for some reason.
Maybe I'm just used to Resident Evil controls. So I didn't
I mean,
have
I
it.
played Resident Evil, and I still don't.
Yeah.
I still couldn't get it to work. It was dumb. But I got to work this time.
I did that, and then I was reading the guide and saw there was another way to get in with Goro distracting them. So I'm like, oh, cool, I want to try this. And so I took the other route, and it's pretty entertaining because Goro and his buddy distract the guards, and he's like, Ryo, go ahead. But beforehand, Goro's like, hey, buddy, what's up? We're friends now because you kicked my ass yesterday. So I thought that was pretty good. Tom, did you crawl up the boxes, or did you go in the front of Warehouse 8, the first Warehouse 8?
I went in the front first, and then some guy said, no, you can't do that. So
Good story.
that was almost an impression of it. So then I went around the back and climbed up the boxes.
Just about. Okay, that's cool. That's as far as we got. I'm trying to see what point we should go up to next time here.
I did some of the side quests. Like, did you guys do the what it's listed here is Battle the Gang Girls for My Soul? Did you guys do that?
I didn't get to that point yet, but those are the girls I pointed out. One of them looks like Roseanne, and was just a total bitch to me.
Yeah, here's the thing: is I didn't do this because I hadn't saved, but apparently if you lose, they talk a bunch of shit to you,
Nice.
and then they slit Rio's throat.
What?
Yes.
I am excited for this part.
Yeah. It says save your game before you attempt this because you cannot repeat this one.
Oh.
But yeah,
Hmm.
they slit his throat with a razor blade.
Interesting.
And the thing is the thing about how the guide reads it is it's like one of those guys who likes being punished.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he calls it the greatest moment in the game is when they tell him to piss off and then they slit his throat.
Wow, that's weird. I mean,
That is weird because
it's-
there's nothing else in the game that's even remotely like that.
No, I'm pretty sure other than your dad, no one really actually dies. But I don't know. I haven't played through it. So what point do you guys think we should go up to next time?
Well, I feel like we'll have a lot to talk about when it comes to the stealth part because it's, from what I remember, it's that fucking frustrating.
Hmm.
I'm really fucking frustrated.
Let's go to yeah. Let's go up to 35 and stop at
Okay.
search for the Phoenix mirror because that
Thank
seems like
God.
a very long part.
The part down in the basement can be lengthy when you're looking
Yeah.
around, so I think we should stop right before that. But yeah, that's 35. So,
Yeah.
all right, awesome. So we're gonna play up to part 35 next time.
Iwao
Out of that.
Hazuki's secret chamber.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to Shigzilla, Sir Shiggity, because he started to follow along and he's catching up with us and said he's using this as an excuse to play Shenmue. So that's cool.
Shigzilla, you a badass mofo.
Yeah, welcome to the slow dive into our insanity.
I apologize for any episode where I host alone.
You should be grateful.
No. All right, so since Stevie is not here today, we're going to do a little bit of Tom's art gallery instead. And do you have something prepared for us, Tom?
Well, Scotty, I
Oh.
actually...
Okay, well, wait, all right, that's a yes, so we're going to transfer into Tom's art gallery.
Wait, let me see it.
What's that?
Oh, my
Tom's art gallery. Yeah.
I was doing silly things on Twitter
There
based
you
on what we were talking about.
It's all good. All right, show us that art, Tom.
I sent it to you, so you're going to...
Damn it!
It's on your Facebook, remember?
Oh, you sent it that way. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, fuck. This is gonna. Ah, shit.
So while you're angry, I'm going to go over the story behind this thing. Is that actually one late night on maybe Friday, I got talking to Scotty Mo.
Yeah, it was Friday.
Saying things like, I don't know if I could keep doing this Shenmue thing. And then Scotty Mo became like that coach you see in sports movies that then, beats up children and then tells them, get back out there, kid! That's the mental image I have for you.
If you can dodge a bus stop, you can dodge a ball.
Exactly. Yeah. You think Scotty Mo was that guy who died in dodgeball.
Wonderful.
But during the conversation...
He drinks his own piss because it's sterile and he likes the taste.
Yes, Scotty does do that. So while we were discussing Shenmue, and I was really freaking tired during this entire conversation, and then once again, I was ready to throw in the towel, I felt a little inspiration, and I decided to sketch up a Shenmue.
And here it is! Why am I a ghost? Listeners, is that a pen or a marker sketch?
That was done completely in pen because it was the first thing I could reach.
Yeah, it says it's Rio staring very vacantly as he does, and it says must avenge my father's death, but first Space Harrier.
It really does sum up how I play the game.
And look at you look at the hairline and you see like those angry marks. You can see how angry.
He's got a lot of wrinkles in his forehead for an 18-year-old.
Well, when I sketched that, I was going mostly from memory. So I remembered the bandage on the face and the hair, and that's.
It's kind of got that Jeff Keighley look on his face.
Nick will appreciate that one.
Oh my gosh. So that's great.
If you look at it, you can just see it. It looks like even like down to like the cross-eyed stuff.
Speaking of Nick, because I don't know, do you have anything else to say about that?
I really don't. It's just a very silly picture that has no artistic merit.
They Help to Save Shenmue just retweeted both my joke tweets. One is a thing that says you should be grateful. And the other is a screenshot from Final Fight of Ryo Sakazaki.
Are we effectively trolling them now?
Yeah,
I think we are. I think we really are.
Oh my gosh. Alright, well, speaking of trolling, we're gonna... Damn it, Google, quick, get your thumb out of your ass and just... Golly. It's time for the sack!
Get your thumb out of your ass!
Next area.
Nick Dion asks, who's the best
yeah,
Pokemon?
Fly through this shit. Eevee.
Arbok.
I'm going to go with Scotty on this one. Eevee's pretty great.
There's a guy...
Nick Dion asks, if Sonic was a Pokemon, what would his type be? And also, what would his special move be? What?
He would use Double Team.
He'd probably just have Quick Attack and nothing else.
Yeah,
and
lots
he
of
would
Quick
be ground and fighting type. I don't know. Is there a speed type?
Nick
Pokemon.
Dion asks,
Yep.
what can you tell me about the 4 Voodoo?
What?
Hoodoo?
Voodoo.
Hoodoo.
I don't know. Nick Dion asks,
Mhm.
is in another dimension, are Mobians not just Pokemon?
Yes, and I explained all of them. Actually, Mobians are also a form of money, I think.
So they're spinning themselves.
Perhaps. Slaves. Okay, next.
Nick Dion asks, at Sega Tomcast, please explain to Brett why you're all wrong about Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, boy.
We're not. Nothing to
no
explain.
need to because he isn't. Next.
Nick Dion asks, do you guys take offense to the fact that everyone uses Sonic as an example of how 2D to 3D games struggle?
They do?
Yeah, it's pretty much a citation is Sonic failed going from 2D to 3D, which I disagree with, but
I mean, Sonic Adventure was good.
yeah, Sonic's
It
first
wasn't the best, and it wasn't horrible either.
It
I
wasn't
mean,
Sonic Adventure 2.
3D Sonic games have a worse track record than 2D Sonic games. But Sonic's initial foray into 3D and Sonic Adventure was good.
Yeah.
It's just the other stuff in it that wasn't Sonic that was bad.
Play Generations.
Yeah, Generations.
Play
And-
Colors.
Do we take offense to it? No, not really.
Nah, that's like
I have a
back in the
similar, so
day.
naturally I'm offended by everything. So.
I was trying to argue with someone about a video game or something. They said, "Oh yeah, well Crazy Taxi only has 2 stages, so it's shit." I'm like, "But those are giant, and I don't really care about your opinion on that game, so I'm still gonna enjoy it."
Nick Dan asks, would you rather watch Sonic 06 in its entirety played by someone bad at games, or have nails pounded into your penis?
I'll take A.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a question.
You
Right?
guys did that, and then you got really drunk.
Yeah, and what we survived. I would probably kill myself if someone put a nail to my dick.
In my defense, I didn't drink, and I feel like I lost as many brain cells as Tom did drinking.
The lasting image of that entire stream is just Tom slumped against the wall, like.
I do have screenshots.
Over.
I have screenshots of it. I need to send to you, Brett. You can do like a recap.
Oh, thank you.
Something.
Nick Nguyen asks, actually it's the Nature Boy now, but he's Nick Nguyen.
Hey,
Nick
what's
Nguyen
up,
asks,
The Nature Boy, Nick Flair. Woo!
would Sega's lead creative director benefit in a sex dungeon like Miyamoto has? And
I
this
know
is,
what you're talking about now.
this is a callback to an old podcast that I was on.
Oh, I thought it was a fan fiction reference.
No. What we hypothesized that Miyamoto came up with the idea for Zelda by throwing children into a sex dungeon.
And later bringing them to the Nintendo Treehouse.
And then Console Wars confirmed us as
Yeah.
Nintendo's
Which was a
evil.
jaw-dropping chapter of Console Wars, might I add.
Or Jawsome.
And to this, I would say, how could they not have come up with all of these ideas without a sex dungeon? Nick Nguyen asks, as payback for my wrestling questions, everyone please just look at Brett and just tell him The Miz sucks.
Brett,
He
The
did.
Miz sucks.
He did for a long time, and he doesn't now.
He still sucks.
He's just mad because Johnny Cage is now the new
Johnny Cage.
Intercontinental Champion.
Johnny Cage.
The
Nick
new
Nguyen asks,
character is literally Johnny Cage. How is that not awesome?
Nick Nguyen asks, since Sonic was canonically 16, would his sex with Elise not technically be statutory, and is Elise now a criminal?
If you just looked here in the
Probably.
corner, you probably saw Scotty's eyes just bug out as soon as you said statutory.
Nick Nguyen asks,
Hey, Sega does what Nintendo don't.
But we've established that Nintendo does, basesically, with their sex dungeon.
well, it doesn't necessarily have. No.
We don't need to argue semantics.
No, not arguing this at all.
All right, what's next?
Postulate on the weird fetishes the Sonic crew has. Would Knuckles be super into fisting?
Yes!
His knuckles are way too big to get into any anus.
And that's exactly why.
So that's a problem.
Robotnik's
Knuckles.
large.
Not for
maybe that's why
Knuckles in this fanfic I'm writing now.
Maybe that's how they team up so much.
Yeah,
Super fisting.
that's my answer. Go
Nick,
ahead.
Let's all Knuckles the Echidna and King the Rabbit.
Why?
Nick asks, also, as Knuckles is an echidna, does he not have like 3 spiked penises?
Huh?
I don't know if this is true or not.
I don't. What?
I don't know.
Well, it's like cats, they have barbs on them.
I don't. What? Nick Nguyen asks.
Nick Nguyen asks, if Sailor Moon were to face off against the Sonic crew, who would win?
Knuckles the Echidna?
Wait, if
Or
just
using
Sailor
methods
Moon,
we
or
just-
like the Sailor Moon, all of the scouts, or what?
It just says Sailor Moon, so I'm going to say the Sonic crew.
Yeah, just Sailor Moon. They're Sonic and crew fucking owning
Show
her.
fault to Knuckles in methods that we just described.
I mean, but then Tuxedo Mask shows up and then saves the day. But yeah, whatever. That's not the question. That's not the question. Nick Nguyen asks, how long would it take for the Sonic team to seduce Mini Moon? Because No.
Well, she fell in
No.
love with the unicorn.
Nick's questions are over. Nick's questions are over.
You
That all
guys
the questions we had?
remember that episode where she like tried to fall in love with a fucking unicorn?
Is that all the questions we had?
That's all the questions. I'm done.
Minnie Moon is like the easiest character in the series.
Oh, we did have some people talking about Shenmue though. At Aquino Chico says, "Nice. Just wait till you complete the entire game. You'll be yearning to get Shenmue 2 and pass it." Thank you. What was his name? Aquino something. At Jared Taco. He says, "Get ready for the passport disc." I am excited for that one.
That is a good point. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, and I think that's the only ones we had. Yeah, towards.
I just got a.
Some guy named Alex Riggin keeps tweeting at us.
What a weirdo.
Some guy.
Yeah.
Cool.
I just got a tweet about my Ryo Sakazaki screenshot. From a guy named GTA Sucks Cox IMHO. Awesome name, by the way, my friend. And it says, "Wrong game, man." Like, Radical. I don't already know this.
Cool.
I would like to give a shout out, though, to someone who chats me up on Twitter all the time. Hyrulean Gentleman, it's Jesse, all right? He follows me and talks about video games all the time. Rad guy.
Cool. All right, well, it's time for some stuff that... I think, anyway. Let's do some plugs. Brett, go for it.
Well, if we're doing shout-outs, I want to shout out to the guy who bought me this hat, this dope hat. My camera went off.
Nope,
I said that. My buddy Kevin from up in Ohio who bought me this hat. It's dope as hell. I told him I'd shout him out. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Spotify, Steam, pretty much anything at Suzaku Rainmaker. You can find me on PlayStation Network at Psyavenger. I might jump on for some Persona later and not play Tom, as usual.
It can't.
He's so broken. But yeah, just find me on there. And of course the site. We've got new review for Abyss Odyssey up. We've got all sorts of news. We've been getting a lot more news up lately, thankfully. And yeah, just all that stuff.
Cool. Tom, what do you have to plug?
I'm gonna be at Otakon.
You lucky bastard.
I thought you were singing the Lion King soundtrack.
Please meet up with me and let me meet you.
Oh, I forgot to show everybody something. We'll do it next week, though. I'm so sorry.
Who are you going to be cosplaying as, Tom?
I'm going to be cosplaying as a Korean.
A
Korean animator. The very, very integral to the anime industry. And if you are there and you are cosplaying as a Sega character, or you just really like Sega,
or if you're Naoto Shirogane,
tweet at me at Sega Tomcast. We can meet up. We can get you onto the new Sega Addicts on location feature that I will be writing because reasons.
Cool.
Or videotaping. You know, if I get a camera. I do art.
All right, awesome. So everybody look for Tom. He'll be there, mustache or not.
He'll draw you.
So I think that's... I do want to plug the forums. Jump on there and talk to us. That would probably be a better place to post those pictures for the Sonic 06 stream, now that I think about it. Also, Anthony's Abyss Odyssey review. Check that out. It's a good game that just came out by Atlas. And I'm going to do a more in-depth post about it, but I do want to announce that we on Sega Addicts are looking for writers and other members of the staff to be added. So there's going to be a post coming up for that soon, and it's a fun place to write. And maybe someday we'll even let you be on the podcast, but probably not. But it's a fun place to write.
Join this insanity. Does that not turn you on?
You can write things that I will proofread.
Yeah, right.
You can write them on a site that I pay for the hosting for.
So much for this plug. All right, so with me today has been bidet loving Brett Hatfield.
Where did you get that name?
Last week you talked about a bidet spraying water in your butthole, and also with us was
Nobody's supposed to know
Stealthy
that.
Pocky X.
Unpaid positions available.
And I've been Scotty Mo, and we're gonna play some music and fucking dance. As soon as my phone stops being shit.
Oh, I need to find a gift. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's starting to hurt.
Alright, I've been Scotty Mo, and we've had Pocky X and Brett the Hatfield.
I hurt myself.
For
I did too.
some reason enjoying this. No pain, no gain, bitches! We're out!